Hey, welcome to the Cyber Savvy Woman, where women business owners reclaim their power in the digital world. We shatter the myth that cybersecurity is too complex to master and transform protection strategies into clear, actionable guidance. This is your digital empowerment sanctuary, where cyber fear becomes cyber confidence. Whether you're protecting client trust as a therapist or safeguarding financial data as an advisor, you'll hear from women founders who've conquered digital challenges and security experts who speak your language. Every woman leading a business deserves to feel unshakable in her digital decisions, no matter her technical background. Are you ready to stop letting cybersecurity intimidate you and start letting it elevate you? Here's your host, Rachele Schainker.
Welcome back to the Cyber Savvy Woman, where we talk about practical ways women can protect themselves, their businesses, and their future in our increasingly digital world. I'm your host, Rachele Schainker, a Silicon Valley technologist and owner of the award-winning managed service provider, CMIT Solutions of San Mateo. Today, we're talking to Michelle Hodges, a senior leader in the channel who's seen firsthand how cybersecurity is shaping the way businesses, especially small ones, protect themselves. Michelle is a global channels and alliances executive known for driving channel-first transformations, building partner ecosystems, and leading growth across hardware, software, SaaS, and cloud services. We're going to dive into how collaboration, innovation, and strategy come together to create stronger and more secure organizations, and what women leaders can learn from Michelle's approach to building trust and resilience in a digital world. Michelle, welcome to the show.
Thanks very much, Rachel. I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to learn, to share. I mean, you and I are friends and have known each other both professionally and personally, but I'm excited for you to join us and to learn more about, back to how your career in technology started. Can you share a little bit with us about that?
Most wonderful things about getting older is I've now known you longer than I haven't. So, which is fantastic. Yeah, I've been in IT and in channels and alliances for over 30 years. About halfway through my career, I had the good fortune to work at VMware to help build out their system integration and system outsourcer business. And that was a really pivotal time in my career for me because back then that was the launch of vCloud Data Center. It was the advent of the cloud. Our whole thing was the journey to the cloud. And halfway through it, I started to be like, oh no. Like if we're successful with this, what happens to the channel, this thing that I'm so passionate about? How are we going to do that? And the reality of it was that cloud just enabled folks like CMIT to shift from just a provision of software and hardware to really focusing on customer outcomes through services and managed services. So I got started on this journey helping software companies shift their channel model from an old linear channel to one that really adds value to the channels that are delivering services. Chose to came to Barracuda. It's one of the only companies I know that's out there that is MSP as customer zero, meaning we make products for MSP bespoke, and not to say other products aren't great, but many of them are retrofitted from a resold license to a managed service. And so there's just a lot of goodness for a vendor partner like CMIT. And then, gosh, who gets to work with the Barracuda channel in this day and age? Fantastic breadth, reach channel, many strategic partners, super loyal, great brand, but also a great opportunity to make impact, to modernize its backend infrastructure. We are an AI first platform. AI has always been a function. Of course, threat intelligence is, you have to start with AI, but to use AI to accelerate our platform, but also to use AI and automation to make it a better experience for folks like yourself, partners. So yeah, exciting time for me.
How have you seen cybersecurity kind of changing the role of partners and alliances? I know there's kind of, when we build our tech stack, for me, cybersecurity is the most important, but have you seen kind of an evolution of how, like, changing maybe from people, trying to improve processes, but now it's how are you securing?
Absolutely. I mean, CMIT is a perfect example, right? Y'all started out of managed IT and helping small customers just run their IT, because who has time for that when you're running a business? And then in this day and age where there are threats and risks across the board, it's a logical next step for your business to help secure. So yeah, it for folks like yourself, it's super attractive, but it's also exactly what our customers, our joint kind of what we call our ideal customer profile needs to be thinking about today.
When you work with small businesses, what should they be asking from their IT provider, their MSP, um, from a cybersecurity point of view? I mean, I know my short list. What are you hearing people are asking for? What should we be sharing, making sure they have in place?
Well, I think the first thing is ask the question, am I secure? Unfortunately, what we know about this customer base is normally they ask you once they're already in trouble. And we want, you know, we'll talk about this a little bit later, but I'm so interested in where the human intersects with technology. And one of the biggest challenges around cyber is the culture of being aware of your risk, being aware of the threat. So my advice would be to ask, right? Am I secure? Rather than waiting to be unsecure and then have to do something.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll ask, how confident are you? Because everyone has like they've assembled something, especially here in the Bay Area. There's a lot of DIY. Business owners want to put together their own tech stack and have that tech conversation. And so I've kind of pivoted to, are you confident? Like, is somebody going to get into your Microsoft? How well, are you going to be notified? Do you have those, another way of looking at it?
Have you ever thought about the dark web?
Yeah, exactly. Or, we're all on the dark web, but what are you going to do about it? Right. It's like, yeah. So something to think about. If we're going to look ahead 3 to 5 years, what kind of trends are you seeing that will impact small businesses? Is it AI or is there another topic you think that is going to make a big impact?
Of course, I'm living and breathing this today, but I think it is AI and cybersecurity. And it's how you use AI for productivity, right? Not to replace people, but how to make your business more productive, grow faster, but then also more secure, right? So for me, I think we're in the sweetest spot there is to help these companies over the next 3 to 5 years.
We're helping our clients kind of really learn how to evaluate, like when you look at an AI product, is it secure? What are they doing with the data? Because everyone sees these kind of like shiny objects, but we want to make sure that they're implementing it safely, and look at like, what do you have already in place? What applications are you using? Maybe there's an AI function there. So kind of really like the rudimentary of, making sure they're protecting their data and not necessarily adding more tools, but like leveraging, what they have in place.
Yeah, again, the sweet spot that we're at, and I don't know how much you'd had a chance to look at Barracuda One, which is our platform that allows you to bring all those things together and allows you to look at your customer security position in one place, whether it's email, applications, network, and to really be proactive in helping your customers. But yeah, that one place piece rather than pulling a little bit from Microsoft and the other stuff you bought online and yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. If we're going to talk for a minute about women business owners, for women running a small business, what is a simple, powerful step that they could take to strengthen their cybersecurity today?
Again, I think because of our unique skills as women is to think about that intersection of human and technology, right? You're going to get it before your employees get it and before your customers get it. And so to use that superpower that we have to be able to change that culture and how your employees and your customers are protecting your business.
Are you seeing a more role representation, more women in cybersecurity leadership? Are they playing a role in helping businesses be safer in outcome? Or we know IT sometimes can be male dominated, but are you seeing more women entering the chat? I guess.
Good news, bad news, right? Certainly on my side of the table, on the vendor side of the table, some, but not as much, right? I think you and I have talked about this for years, right? The more senior I get, the lonelier it gets in some cases. I swear to God, I'm going to write a book one day that I broke through the glass ceiling only to find the toilet seat still up, right? um, uh, so not on my side of the table, but certainly in the channel, as business owners, as practice owners, because of that relationship oriented mode, I am seeing women be more successful. We have our partner events. We have an event called Discover, and I will be hosting women's breakfasts at those partners events just to make folks feel welcome, because sometimes they go to those events and they're like, well, I don't want to go hang out with 250 guys for 2 days. I'm going to make an effort to be sure to make it an inclusive place, because there are more and more folks like yourself, Rachel, out there because of our specific superpowers.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely been a unique differentiator for me, is focusing, working with women business owners and kind of helping them level set their IT, look at their tech stack, because sometimes they feel like it's been like kind of pushed down to them, or it's not a collaborative conversation. And that's one of the skill sets I have, is to be able to like put it kind of not in plain English, but just, like explain to them simply why you need this, what the benefit is, in a non-technical way. And it's, and also creating an environment where they can bring those questions and feel like it's a safe space. Right. So like I'm always advocating, when you're building your organization, you want it to be, security first. You want to create this place where they have their training monthly. They know who to talk to. If you get a weird email, what are you going to do about that? Not to like create that environment where it's security first and it's okay to talk about it if you don't know what to do with an email.
I'm always giving my channel managers, so folks who manage the relationship with you, a hard time. They'll come to us with yet another golf tournament or yet another football game where they want to take their partners to. And it's like, hey, is everyone going to be welcome at that? Have you thought about, things that might be more fun and inclusive and exciting and engaging for everyone? So
what would you say, when we're looking at women in, women as a business owner, and maybe, they're wondering like how, or actually not actually a business owner yet. Let's say they're just coming out of school and they're interested in looking at cybersecurity. What would you say would be a good way that they could kind of enter this space?
how many times will I say superpower in this? Our ability to focus on connection, authenticity, build relationships, leading from a place of value, multitasking, I believe lends itself really well to channel roles, whether it's on the partner side or on the vendor side, because it's so relationship and trust based. I'm not going to say we have the opportunity to be better at it than our brethren, or our cohort, I should say. So I would urge them to look here if that's where you want to get in. And then particularly, women like to hire women quite a bit. And so, and I know Rachel to be open. I know myself to be open. So build those networks, reach out. We only get better as women leaders through mentorship and coaching. So reach out, ask questions, build your relationships, particularly in this function within IT.
Let's go back to like, how we talk about it, not deeply, but like when you look at, I'm curious from your point of view, like how has the channel evolved? Do you feel like there are too many products, or do you feel like kind of the cream is rising to the top? Like me as an MSP owner, I every day somebody's trying to pitch a new product for me. And it's, how do you kind of like, are you seeing things of real value, like things that are evolving? Or is it just kind of people are, is there just a lot in the marketplace right now?
It's so hard for me not to go into sales mode because
But you can. I'd love to hear. Yeah, I mean, Barracuda is very strong. They're a very strong player. I mean, their tech stack it's comprehensive, as you said. So, I mean, please speak from that point of view and the advantage of that.
Yeah, I'll start kind of high. I mean, this journey to the cloud and now through SaaS and into AI, that I've been so impressed with the channel as a whole and how nimble they are to shift their business from this resell to a high value services margin into managed services. So I've loved to see that nimbleness as they've gone forward. And so when I think about what a vendor needs to deliver to rise above all of that noise, it needs to focus really on how you make money and how you serve your customers, which in turn is going to help you grow your business. And that is in contributing to that high margin component of your business. And that's why I'm so excited to be here at Barracuda, a built for purpose MSP product with a platform that drives that customer life cycle of success with your customer over time, that's 100% partner first, that everything we do is thinking about the partner, or helping the partners make their customers successful. I think for any vendor who's listening, that's how you do it, is you focus on value. And that value is how your margin and how that drives successful outcomes for your partners.
I've been kind of thinking about, for me, because managing the clients, it's like what keeps me up at night, and I can't, there are some tools, that you kind of can layer in, right? It's like, can we close up this little hole, right? Or like, can we harden this, so it has been, because I came from enterprise corporate IT. So coming down to the small business IT, it's been real interesting to see how to build a tech stack and to make sure everything is protected. Because, while I'm not ultimately responsible, when I partner with the businesses, right, they're looking to me as their guidance. So, if their, tenant gets hacked, it's like, oh gosh, right?
Like, that's all our whole purpose of existence is to, you hear us say it all the time, to make it easy to buy, deploy, and use, for this specific customer segment.
Yeah, and it's not, it doesn't inhibit them from their day-to-day work either, because, I mean, you could lock it down so they can't do anything, but it's like there has to be that usability, which I know Barracuda definitely has that for sure. Michelle, anything else that I didn't touch on that like a value or something you wanted to share with us about women, small business, cybersecurity on that topic?
I think we've touched on it, but I would say the power of networking, particularly with women, is, the cornerstone of my career, and would, something I know Rachel's amazing at. And y'all are lucky to be in this network, and I would, I would lean in for the support and kind of growth that it gives to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I just have a couple more little kind of fun questions. On a personal note, what's one piece of tech that you can't live without? And how do you keep it secure?
Oh my God, you're gonna laugh because I know you hate this about me. It's my Android.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm Android, so we're same. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're Android. There's other people are. So, it's my Android. And I use a Fold because I travel so much and I can watch movies and I can read. I can see my whole calendar on it. Um, uh, I can stay in touch with my kid in 13 different ways that she needs to be gotten in touch with. And I keep it secured, one, because of Barracuda. I don't do two devices. I don't understand why folks do that. The security that I can get from an enterprise is great, as well as, take what Samsung is offering you, right? There are lots of security tools that are there as well.
If you could wave a magic wand and fix one cybersecurity challenge instantly, what would it be?
That's such a double-edged sword because it would be AI, right? Because the bots that are out there, they're terrifying, right? There's just trillions of bots out there that are iterating every nanosecond around how to get into our systems. And I'd find a way to get rid of this.
Yeah, to control those. Yeah. What's your personal cyber savvy habit? Is there one thing that you do to stay safe online?
Phishing, right? In all forms, whether it's voicemails, emails, Slack. Have you gotten one on Slack yet?
No.
Yeah. Not here. It's somewhere else. I got one. Yeah. Don't open anything unless you're 1,000% sure.
If you weren't working in tech, what do you think you would be doing instead?
I wanted to be a book editor in your employer. I wanted to do those two things.
Nice. Lastly, what's one gadget or piece of tech that you secretly geek out about? What do you love? There's something else. Do you have a phone? Do you have the watch? Do you do the watch?
I used to do the watch.
Yeah. I mean, are you a tracker? Do you kind of you track your stuff, don't you?
There is some, I'm going to forget. I'll have to call you at 3 a.m. There's something that just amazed me the other day. Anyway, I forget. My phone. I'm a pretty big geek on my phone.
I know you like your phone. Yeah. And I've been looking at that Fold thing. So that was interesting to see. I'm happy to hear that you like that. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for joining me today. I loved hearing your insight for leadership, collaboration, and how much the channel world is helping you shape a stronger, more secure business landscape. Your perspective on building trust, driving growth through partnership, and empowering women in tech is such a valuable reminder that cybersecurity isn't just about tools, it's about people, strategy, and connection. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to the Cyber Savvy Woman, where we explore practical ways women can protect themselves, their businesses, and their future in an increasingly digital world. To connect with Michelle Hodges, be sure to check out the show notes for links and resources mentioned in today's episode. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to follow, rate, and share the show. And join us next time for more real conversations about technology, leadership, and living a more cyber-savvy life. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel.
The Cyber Savvy Woman podcast requires more than a conversation. It takes action, research, and collective wisdom. If today's episode resonated with you, we'd love to hear your insights. Join the conversation and help us shape the future together. We'll be back with more stories, strategies, and real-world solutions that are making a difference for everyone. In the meantime, be sure to subscribe, rate, write a review, and share it with someone you think would benefit from it too. Hey, thanks for listening, and see you on the next episode.